Hi guys, it's Adam here from Florida Men Outdoors. Today we're gonna be bringing you a kill, clean, cook, minus the clean, because we had a processor. Parker Island Gator Farms do that for us. We're gonna put a twist on a Chinese American dish, General Tso chicken, except we're gonna be making General Tso Gator. Here we got Chef Jeff here.
How we doing today?
Just tag along and we're gonna do a little storyline through this. So if you guys are anywhere within 100 miles of Lake Placid, Florida, call up Parker Island Processing at Lake Placid, Florida. Their phone number is 863-465-3161. Those guys will get you set up just right. Miss Tillman is great people. And if you catch your gator late at night, you can just take that joker into their freezer, call Miss Tillman the next morning, tell her what you want, and you don't have to buy ice. Just drop the gator off, which is awesome. They're very super accommodating. And if you need it done quick, just have them put a little rush on it, but be sure to tip them. So yeah, Parker Island Gator Farm, Lake Placid, Florida. Give them a call if you need them. They're awesome people. They have a great product. So this gator we're cooking today and the content that you're gonna see is from a big lake in South Central Florida. My good buddy Steve came down from Indiana, just looking for a meat gator and a good time. They always come down for a week just before they start harvesting because he's a farmer. Thanks to all the farmers. So we had the big gator on initially. Gator broke off. We had to find another gator to hunt. All the big gators are really skittish and quite frankly disappeared. I don't know if it was the new moon mixed with the feeding times or what, but the big gators just disappeared. We decided to settle for a meat gator. So we caught this meat gator that you're gonna see right now.
You got the other line in them, right?
Yeah.
Try and get him around close to you.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
He's rolling.
Hang on. Hang on just a minute, guy.
Right there.
Okay. That right there ain't gonna run again.
Got him, Steve. All right, how's everybody doing today? Today we're gonna make some General Tso's Gator, a little twist on a favorite Chinese American favorite. So I got a bunch of the ingredients already laid out. So for this fried rice, we got some finely chopped carrots, some celery that's been diced up, some red onion and fresh ginger and garlic, some scrambled eggs to add into it. We have our rice working in the rice cooker right here, all ready to go. And then for the sauce that we're going to be making, we're going to make the General Tso sauce, which is basically a mixture of hoisin sauce, corn syrup, soy sauce with cornstarch, fresh ginger and spicy chilies, rice wine vinegar, and a little chicken stock to bring it all together. So in the process, we got a wok ready to go to make our fried rice later. We're gonna make the sauce in the saute pan. We got that heating up. And then for the gator, we're gonna do a tempura fry. So I have a little pre-done tempura batter. You can find it at your local grocery store, and you really just add water, whisk it together, and it's ready to go. We'll dip them one at a time. And we're gonna be frying that off at 375 degrees. We're going to be using peanut oil to kind of go along with the genre of the dish today. So we're going to get started.
All right, so we got that cubed gator meat fresh out of South Central Florida. Now we're going to come over here and Chef Jeff is going to show us exactly how to make this General Tso chicken.
Now we're going to start off making the sauce real quick. So we got a little peanut oil so we can saute our chilies with the ginger, just a quick saute. So make sure you move it around. You don't want to burn it, scorch it. Just want to soften it up a little, get the flavors coming out. After that, we're gonna add just a little chicken stock. This is a half cup of chicken stock. It'll serve about 4 to 6 people. I'm gonna reduce down the heat. My pan's really hot. And now we're gonna start building the sauce. So next up is gonna be the rice wine vinegar, 6 tablespoons. Then we're gonna add the hoisin sauce and the cornstarch. It's 6 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, which is just like an Asian base sauce that you can find in any grocery store. I don't recommend making your own, better off just to buy it. And then some 2 tablespoons of corn syrup to give it a little sweetness. So this is gonna give us the balance of what we have so far. A little acid, a little sugar, and a little spice. So we're gonna let this come back to temperature. And then next we're gonna add our mixture of the soy sauce. So we use a little soy sauce. We're gonna put the cornstarch in it. It's 6 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. You wanna make sure it's nice and cold so you don't get clumps. And then just stir it to mix it so you don't get what they call roux balls of your sauce.
You ever think you'd be making General Tso chicken out of Gator?
You know, not really. But as we were talking about it yesterday, you know, it just sounded like it'd be something really good. I figure anything that's good with chicken or pork is great with Gator. So why not open it up a little and see what we can do over the next couple weeks. So the cornstarch and the soy, this is what's gonna tighten up the sauce and give it that nice viscosity and thickness. And then we'll just let this sit and simmer. And then this will be the build of our sauce. So this will probably take about 7 to 8 minutes on medium heat until you get to a nice simmer. You want to cook out the cornstarch for about 30 seconds after it comes up to a simmer. Next up, we're gonna move on to taking care of some Gator. We'll move our Gator over here. We're gonna flash fry it in a nice tempura batter.
Why are we using tempura instead of flour?
So tempura is gonna give you a really light, crispy texture to it. That's what they use in all the Asian restaurants. Where if you use like all-purpose flour, it's gonna be more chewy, and then when it settles, it steams and it gets doughy. If you don't wanna use the tempura, you don't wanna do the work of using a batter, you can use a rice flour. And just season up your rice flour however you like it, a little spice, whatever your flavor you desire. So we get the fryer preheated 375, using peanut oil to give it a little more flavor than just a normal fryer oil like a canola. This is going to give it a lot more depth to the flavor and balance well with the Gator.
Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. Don't forget to do that. That's how we can bring you more of these.
Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
Turn it red. Hit like on this video if you want to see us do more non-traditional Gator recipes, because we got a bunch of them.
So next up, we're gonna make a little seasoning to sprinkle over top of the Gator before we fry it. I just like a traditional, nice and easy. A little bit of garlic, granulated garlic, ground black pepper, kosher salt, and a little red pepper cayenne. So this is gonna be really hot, and then this is gonna give us the balance of all the flavors we're looking for. So mostly it's gonna be about 1 part or 2 parts salt, 1 part pepper, 1 part garlic, and a half part cayenne pepper.
I don't think there's any specific measurements, just however you think is, whatever you think is right.
Garlic, more pepper, you like it more spicy, you can adjust it however you like. We've got some kids that are gonna be eating with us today, so we're gonna try to keep it not too hot for their taste buds. And we'll just mix it together, then we're just gonna give it a nice coating of seasoning, kind of let this sit in for a minute. All right, now we're ready to move on to the fun part, frying off some Gator. So with the tempura batter, it looks like our sauce is all done. We'll turn this off, we'll heat it back up when we're... So you see the viscosity in the sauce, nice and thick. You get those small little bubbles coming up. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. And if you like it spicier, you can always add more chilies than I added, but I think this will be a good level of heat for us.
Last time this gator was bubbling like this was after we hit him with that Gator Pro bank stick in the noggin.
With the temperature, you see it's kind of set. You just want to give the basket a little shake so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Depending on what size fryer you're using, if you have a fryer like this, you can prime it here, or you can always use a stock pot. You can use a wok, fill it up, just take the temperature of your oil. Make sure that you got it with like a candy thermometer is the easiest way to do it. Get your oil to a constant temperature, and then you can fry in a pan as well. So now we're gonna start looking at the fried rice, but some of the Gator fried up. This rice, I got a pretty nice rice cooker. It does all the work for you. It's really just 1-to-1 water to rice. Throw it in here and close the lid and press cooking. It's a simple way of doing it. Never overcooks. You can make it ahead of time. But for a good fried rice, after it's nice and cooked, you want to let it cool down a little before we cook it, so the starches in it can settle and they don't get gummy in the pan. So we'll spread out a little on here. Typically, you make fried rice with day-old rice, kind of like the way we'll use up leftover rice from the day before. So we'll just want to cool it down so it fries up nice.
Is that why you're putting it evenly on that plate like that?
Yeah, just so we can get the steam out of it. It doesn't stick together.
I see.
And then the rice we're using today, this is just a basmati rice. It's like a Thai style rice. Indian food uses a lot of basmati.
Okay.
You can use any kind. Just don't want to use like a sushi rice. Stick with your traditional, either a basmati or like a jasmine rice. It cooks up a lot lighter.
I see.
Let's take a look at our gator, see how we're doing. So we're starting to get nice and crispy.
Oh yeah.
A little bit longer and it'll be good, and we'll start the next batch.
So does handling that grease come with experience?
Yeah. 22 years in a professional kitchen will get your fingers used to the hot elements real fast.
What are some things we could cook next week?
So I think we should definitely do a nice gator taco. We can get a nice marinade, some cilantro, lime juice, orange juice, garlic, chilies, and let it sit overnight. And then flash fry it and make some nice tacos. We talked about maybe doing like a pounded out Cubano fried, like a fried gator Cubano. You know, stuff that everybody likes in Florida. Keep it local, keep it fresh. And then I always like some gator gumbo. Thought we'd whip out some andouille sausage with some fresh gator, slow cook it over some nice white rice. Great for dinner or for lunch. Kids love it, you know? It's all about keeping the kids happy.
Comment below which recipe you guys would like to see next week on Florida Man Outdoors. Are you girls hungry?
You guys ready for the gator today?
Yeah. Have you ever had gator before? One piece. What about you, little one?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Julia, have you ever had gator before? Are you excited for this?
The gator's all finishing up. We got the last batch frying off in here. We're gonna go ahead and start the fried rice. So we're just gonna use about a tablespoon of peanut oil. We got a nice hot wok, about medium-high heat, probably about 375, 400 right in there. First we're gonna start with the garlic, little ginger, and the red onion, celery, and some carrots. Now, if you had some jaw trim or some foot, you could throw that in as well and kind of build it like it's a gator fried rice. So you can have your General Tso's gator on top of your gator fried rice. And that foot and jaw meat with the extra fat content and everything on it would work really well instead of using like a little pork or bacon. Throw that right in there. So we're gonna soften this up. All right, smell the garlic cooking, smell those onions. Now it's time to start frying off the rice. So we got a rice that's been cooled down a little. It's not gonna be sticky, so when it hits the pans, it's gonna fry up real nice. Now we got the rice in there. You just wanna kind of use a spoon, and you wanna keep moving it around with keeping the burner, with the pan on the burner so you get direct heat. Every time you shake a pan or you pick the pan up, you're losing the heat. You just kind of want to let it do its thing. nice fried rice. So we'll let this crisp up a little, get back to temp. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna scramble the egg in and then pull the egg into the rice. So I've got a couple eggs out of the shell, give them a little whip, put some air into them. That's all there is to it. So now, in order to scramble your eggs so they're not just like a pasty egg in your rice, we don't want that. You want to move all the rice to one side of the wok, and then we got a little channel. So in that little channel, add the rest of a little splash of the oil so the eggs don't burn and stick. And we're just going to throw the eggs in. And then we're going to scramble them right in the wok. I'll just kind of sit. And you can do the same thing if you don't have a wok. It doesn't matter. You can do this in a saute pan. You can do it in a large pot. Just depends on how much you have, and just to be able to have a hot pan. So there we go. So now we got our scrambled eggs. Now we're going to fold those in. And there it is. We got our nice fried rice. Real basic fried rice. I didn't put any peas or anything. I like it just like this. And then we're just gonna finish it off with a little tamari, which is kind of soy sauce. This is a gluten-free and organic. This will just give it the seasoning it needs. Toss that in. We're about ready to eat. Oh, there's my little one. Caroline, you ready for some gator? Yeah. All right, so at this point, all we have left to do, reheat the sauce a little bit, and then we're gonna toss in the gator into the sauce so we get a nice even coat on it, and then we'll be ready to plate this up.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
All right, so last part of the deal, we're just gonna take a little broccoli. I gotta have a little vegetables. This is gonna finish off our General So Gator. So we're steaming up the broccoli in another pan. After that, we're gonna add the fried gator in here, along with the General So sauce. It's nice and hot again. And then we're gonna plate it up for everybody to eat some delicious lunch on a fun Saturday afternoon. So with the broccoli, I like mine a little crisp, but we're just cutting like bite-sized little pieces, just so you don't have to work with it on your plate. Probably about 3 minutes on high heat. I just threw a little water in here so it steams. Once the water's evaporated, it should just about be ready. So I'm just gonna put this right in the pot with the tempura. Once it goes in the sauce, you probably have about 5-6 minutes before it starts losing its crispiness. And then we'll reserve a little of the meat if anybody wants to snack on it. And we'll just give it a quick turn over in the pan. Make sure it's all nice and coated. As you can see, we still got a nice viscosity on the sauce, so it's gonna stick nice to the tempura. And this is gonna be what gives all the flavor to this gator. It's gonna be good. All right, there we go. Now we're all set. We got a little extra sauce on the bottom for reserve. Broccoli is just about done. Now we're gonna plate. We'll get a nice bed of rice. I think this should feed everybody. Oh yeah. So I look forward to showing you all the possibilities with Gator over the coming weeks. We're gonna go a lot deeper than just flash frying and dipping it in sauce. We're gonna make it a universal choice of meat year round. And if you're unfortunate that you don't have the ability to catch your own gator, your two choices are basically being friends with somebody that catches gators for a living, or I have seen some websites that you can order it online and have it shipped on dry ice right to your house in 3 days. From what I hear, it's really high quality gator meat. So I would tell you that if you're really interested in trying this out, get online, put in your order, and it should be to your house in the next 3 to 4 days.
Or if you're in South Florida, you can go to Parker Island Gator Farm. And they have commercial meat that they sell.
Here we go. So I don't know about you, but this is pretty much exactly what you're gonna get at your favorite Chinese American restaurant. But we get to eat it with Gator today. This is definitely something you can make for your friends when they come and visit that will blow their socks off. And there we have it. General So Gator.
All right, guys, that's going to conclude Florida Man Outdoors this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the General Tso Gator and watching Steve kill his meat gator in the little fight. Total prelude to what's going to be happening next week when we get to watch Blue Gabe and the crew kill the giant South Central Florida alligator with a Danco fillet knife.